Y'all, I cannot. I cannot. I cannot. I cannot.
I cannot, y'all. Okay. I was so excited to come do this review, y'all. Let me go ahead and hop on screen, y'all. I got some good news and I got some bad news. For the people on Replay Gang, hey y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. Okay. So, good news is we actually have something to talk about, y'all. The episode was lit, y'all. Like, I just finished watching the episode probably about 30 minutes ago. Why didn't y'all hit me up on Instagram and Twitter and tell me that the episode was actually going to be hitting for something? Because if y'all would have hit me up last night, I probably would have watched the episode and I probably could have went live last night. Okay, honestly. If y'all would have hit me up and told me that it was giving, I would have been here. So first things first, okay? For y'all who, you know, the consistent people in my lives, people who support my channel and like to come and talk to me about the show, why aren't you following me on Instagram and Twitter? When stuff like this goes down and Wendy's Housewife boot camp pays off, y'all need to hit me up, okay? Especially Julia. Julia, you know we be in the DMs heavy talking about these shows. Come on now. Shout out to Monique King for becoming a member of hashtag Necey Hive, okay? But y'all, that was good news. We have something to talk about. Bad news is I only have one graphic, which is the thumbnail, okay? Y'all have no clue. So I've had a long day at work. I've been working since 7, okay? Had a lot to do since it was a Monday. I watched the episode, took my screenshots. I was ready to show y'all the little pictures and everything. Went over to my editing device, which is Canva for y'all. Canva is everybody's editing thing. And Canva didn't want to work for me on mobile. So I ended up having to use Canva on my MacBook Air. But my MacBook Air don't really have that much space. So we just have a thumbnail. But y'all, honestly, I'm not even mad at it because they gave us something to talk about, for one. For two, nothing else really happened in the episode besides Wendy clearing the girls the fuck out. Wendy cleared the girls tonight or last night. Y'all, I don't know if it's my after 5 wine, or I don't know if I truly have not seen anybody read Giselle like that, okay? I loved it. I lived for every minute of it, okay? I love these housewife shows, y'all. Okay. The only thing is I'm not a stan of any of the wives, which is why, you know, last season, a lot of people really couldn't get with me because they were like, you got to decide who's right or wrong. I'm not a stan of any of the wives, but I'm here for the storylines. I think anybody who knows me can agree that I think that the ops are Giselle and Robin. That's one thing that I have to stand true by. But baby, I ain't never seen nobody read Giselle down to the motherfucking ground like that. Y'all. Okay. Yes, Julia, not even Karen. Y'all, I went over to Twitter when I was watching the episode and I said, shoot, Wendy's Housewife boot camp actually paid the fuck off. Okay. And the only reason why I'm saying that it paid off now is because that was an authentic read, okay? When we seen Wendy trying to read Mia and do all this extra stuff, those were not authentic reads, okay? But when you feel it, and you don't even have to rehearse in the bathroom shower for it, because it's just rolling off the tongue, that's when it hits. Wendy, girl, you had me all the way up until you said your husband was Idris Elba. Well, we ain't even gone sit on that for too long because everything else was amazing. Okay. Everything else was amazing. Hey, Ramel, what's up? Happy to have you on the live, Fave. Loving to hear. I wanted to announce my first book. My Housewives book was rated #1 on the app. Ooh, Ramel, go ahead and send me that link. You emailed me last time about your Las Vegas Housewives story, but go ahead and send me the link to your new Housewives book. I would love to read it when I have time. But y'all, am I the only one this hype? Y'all tell me in the comments, okay? Am I the only one this hype about this read? Okay, Wendy read the girls down. Okay, and like I said, I don't have graphics for tonight. It's just gonna be me talking to y'all. So y'all in the comment section who's catching this live, notification squad, shout out to y'all because I definitely posted this live last minute, but y'all always come through for your girl, and I appreciate that. So comment squad, I need y'all to really talk with me throughout this episode because girl, boy, y'all. Okay. I watched Wendy read at least I rewatched it probably 3 times. And you know, the funniest thing was when I sat down to watch the episode, I was like, you know what? I should go live for my exclusive members, #Necey Hive, for y'all to see my live reaction to the episode. But I was like, if this episode really ain't given for nothing, then I don't really want to waste y'all's time. But that's one of the things that I really, really would like to do for the members on my channel. I really want y'all to see my live reactions to these TV shows before I, take my notes and get all this stuff together and come and talk to y'all. So if that's something that y'all want to see in the future, Julia, Monica, whoever else is a part of #Necey Hive, y'all go ahead and tell me in the comments, okay? But yeah, it was nice to see. So I guess we can go ahead and get into the review. Yeah, I love that idea. Let's go ahead and get into the review. If y'all are here joining me for the live, y'all got the notification, go ahead and hit the like button on your way in. Again, one more time, the only graphic I have is the thumbnail. But guess what? You don't need to see very much because nothing really happened besides Wendy reading the girls a foot down. And if y'all have watched my other reviews, y'all know I was going in on Wendy and her tired reads, her rehearsed reads, her boot camp reads. But I have to give credit where it's due. And I think she did what needed to be done. So let's go ahead and start out with the episode. Hey, all of y'all who's joining the live right now, replay gang, what's up? Okay, comment below, like, share the video. We on the way to 10K. Let's go. So y'all, it's breakfast, okay? Keep in mind, last episode, Wendy and Karen had just had a conversation about Wendy covering herself up. So Karen says to Wendy, if you're dressing for Giselle, you need to go change your effing clothes. We're going to the pool. So Wendy comes down in a swimsuit. Y'all, this is another coochie eater swimsuit. That's what I like to call them whenever they cut. Coochie cutters is what we used to call the short shorts like that. Like, I remember when I was in high school, if you wore the super short, we didn't call them Daisy Dukes. We called them coochie cutters because they were so short. So she was wearing her coochie cutter swimsuit. She looked cute, y'all. Something about Wendy this episode was just glowing. And this was even before the read. I think it had to do with her wearing the Ivy Park outfit. The Ivy Park and the brown on a brown skin with the box braids. And y'all know I love me some box braids. Y'all know that's my go-to style. I live for the ease. I live for the natural beauty of box braids. So she looked good, okay? So Wendy comes in with the swimsuit on. And what we find out is, well, before Wendy comes in, we find out that Mia had a conversation with Giselle where she told Giselle that Karen was sad about being called a troll. So there's many times, and I say many times throughout this episode, where Mia is seen just flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flopping. And I'm just like, This episode really wasn't even about Mia. So I tried to take minimal notes on the number of times that Mia flip-flopped. But if anybody paid a lot of attention to how many times she flip-flopped, go ahead, drop down in the comments. Let me know exactly how many times Mia flip-flopped on this episode. I was thoroughly annoyed, but whatever. So the girls all come down, they ride their golf cart over, and like I told y'all, Wendy looked really good, okay? The rest of the ladies looked really good too. Karen had on some thigh-high boots with her swimsuit, which was cute, but I ain't never seen nobody wear closed-toe thigh-high boots to the pool. So I was just like, okay. I ain't gonna spend too much time on you, Karen, but I did notice that. You looked good, but it definitely didn't look like a pool outfit. Okay, Fave. So from there, when all the girls meet up at breakfast, Giselle and Robin step outside to have a conversation. Okay, y'all saying 1.5 million times Mia changed her mind. Definitely. Don't come back, Mia. Mia, go home. Like, Roger. Go home, Roger. Go home, Mia. Or go to the strip club, Mia, or wherever, to the restaurant, the 5-star restaurant, because you're a waitress this week, right? Well, whatever. So anyway, Giselle and Robin step outside of the group to have a conversation. Giselle says that she wants to have a conversation with her friend Robin because she thinks that Robin can handle the tough love. Okay. Is it just me? I don't understand. Why does Giselle always feel the most comfortable giving her friend relationship advice? Giselle, you were single. You've been single. Even whenever you were bringing Jamal on screen, you were single. Okay? And y'all know I always say keep a man because a man can't really be kept. But Giselle, you're the least qualified when it comes in to terms of keeping a man. So it's like, I feel like you're trying to project your insecurities about being single on Robin. It's almost like the way you were talking to her saying, well, I know she can handle the tough love is like, well, I better go ahead and tell her this so she can keep her man because the single life ain't it. I know. Misery loves company. And I guess what you're telling us is that you care about Robin enough to where you wouldn't want her to be in the same boat as you, which also says a lot about you. What I think was very funny was while Robin and Giselle was having the conversation, Robin says that she doesn't believe in herself and sees herself being a mogul the way that other people see her being a mogul, right? While that was going on, Mia, Karen, Candace, and Wendy and Escala are in the kitchen having conversations, right? And Mia starts talking about Giselle. Mia says, usually whenever people do stuff like that, something isn't right within. But then you continue to flip-flop for the remainder of the episode. Okay, so how is it, Mia, that you can detect when Giselle's trying to deflect from something, but you are investigating on Wendy as well? Like, what? Nothing about Mia makes sense. I don't expect y'all to have an answer for that because it don't make sense, okay? But I just wanted to call that out. Mia definitely said in front of the other girls that something isn't right within with Giselle if Giselle is digging in on Wendy. So I'm like, girl, go to sleep, okay? So y'all hear my dog? My dog is annoyed by Mia as well. It's okay. I'm going to get through this scene, okay? So Karen expresses her concern for Candace. And this is in regards to Giselle making comments on the way that Candace handles her husbandry, her business/marriage. And Karen is basically like, hey, that's not cool how she said that, he likes to ride on your coattails and this, that, and the third, right? And Candace, she's so much more mature than she was back then. Candace definitely was very much like, I recognize that. Like, I understand how she is. I understand how she moves, and it is what it is. And if y'all go watch my reviews from last season, maybe not at the beginning of the season because I had just started reviewing and them reviews are trash, but If y'all watch my reviews from last season, I was saying, Candace, you slipped up thinking that Giselle was your friend. So I think it's very nice to see that while Candace has an alliance with the ops, i.e. Robin and Giselle, she's not necessarily loyal to them, or she's not, it's not written in blood with them. She definitely knows how they move and how she knows how Karen moves as well. So I'm proud of Candace. I have to say that, y'all. So while that whole breakfast scene went on, Giselle's trying to coach Robin through her relationship, I guess, if that's what y'all want to call it. The girls are, talking over breakfast. They go ahead and move on to an aerobics class. And that's when all the shit gets started, because Ashley finally shows up. And the editing was immaculate this episode. It was hilarious, y'all. Down to the way that Ashley hopped out the car. They showed her shoes first. They showed the mom bags. Like, yes, Ashley is a mom too, but she definitely is coming with the shit. She's definitely, here to carry the bone. So that's what she came to do. So Ashley shows up. The girls are swimming. And, Ashley's youngest son is 3 weeks old. So she calls out how last year she wasn't able to leave one kid, but now she's able to leave two and have a drink and have a good time. So to that, I will say good job, Ashley. Y'all know I have a love-hate relationship with Ashley. Like, I like Ash. I feel like Ashley is the limit of messy, okay? I feel like Giselle and Kenya are the type of people who I feel like crosses the line and it's just too much. I feel like Ashley is the right amount to where she'll get some shit going, she'll be entertaining, and that's just what I like to see. So I feel like in adjacency to Giselle, I really like Ashley. Love-hate relationship. But if Giselle wasn't there, I don't know if I would like it, okay? So the girls are swimming, having a good time. Wendy's doing a get along, even after they tried to tell her about what she was wearing at the dinner. So Giselle is hosting this swim class. Karen is talking on the side to Ashley. Mia's there just to get in where she fit in, okay? So Karen ends up telling Ashley about what happened at the dinner last night. She says that Giselle was coming for everybody in their entire lives. She was coming for Wendy. She was coming for Robin. She was coming for Candace, which she was. Okay. Giselle was ready to make a scene. I'm not even going to say, oh, well, she was just asking questions. No, Giselle was being nosy and I feel like she almost tried to make the girls look dumb. She tried to make Candace look dumb, especially when it came to Candace talking about the way that her husband operates. He's riding on your coattails. Giselle, you have so much to say about relationships, but at the end of the day, where's Jamal? Or like Wendy said, you have to wonder, why would you think that someone's worthy to come around your daughters? Girl. Okay. But anyway, Karen tells Ashley that mess. And I immediately knew, damn, Karen, anything that you say will be held against you in the court of Ashley running to go tell anybody, which she went and told Giselle immediately after. So what else happens at this pool before we move on? Mia chimes in at the pool. That's another time, y'all. I took another note. Mia chimes in at the pool, speaking to Karen and Ashley, and says that Giselle should have pulled Wendy off one-on-one. Mia, sit there and eat your food. Okay, so now we'll move on. Ashley and Giselle end up meeting. And of course, they start discussing Wendy. They want to know what's the underlying why, which I think is hilarious. Like, y'all are really trying to off-put this as if y'all are really showing a level of concern, and you're not. This is something for y'all to discuss, which is why, while I do notice the changes in Wendy, while I do notice she's dressing different, acting different, and things like that, I also don't feel like it's because her husband could potentially be having an affair. Just like Giselle and Ashley has addressed. They know that it's not because of side baby or an affair or anything like that. But the thing that deserves to get their asses cussed out is the simple fact that you know it's not true, but you decide to discuss it anyway, bring it up on camera, make it a storyline, be messy Betsy or whatever, and then try to play dumb. Like, if you know it's not true, why are you bringing it up? It's all fair game. Just like Wendy said, if that's what y'all want to do, let's do it. So anyway, they're discussing Wendy. And Giselle keeps playing this game of, well, Ashley, you've had lots of rumors about you and about Michael. So I feel like you would be the most qualified to figure out what's the underlying why. What we want to know, what's the underlying why of why people keep accusing your husband, Michael, of being with men, allegedly? What is the underlying why? If y'all want to be psychologists and stuff, if y'all want to figure out what's really going on deep inside with these people, you need to figure out what's going on deep inside your husband. Okay? And that's no shade. Literally just meant it as it was. No pun intended. Okay? So anyway, they decide to come from a loving place, supposedly. And they're like, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. I think we should bring it up at lunch. Ashley, she stepped on scene. Ashley said, hey, I got 4 hours to shoot a scene. I'm coming and I'm fucking ish up. I'm effing it up. Okay. That's exactly what Ashley said. So now y'all, let's move on to lunch. And this is the outfit that I said that I really, really liked from Wendy. Wendy was wearing her Ivy Park outfit. It was the brown on the brown skin for me with the black box braids. I only got about 3 more weeks until I get my box braids. So yeah, cute. I think she had too many edges, but whatever, she looked cute. So anyway, y'all, at the lunch table, Ascala is saying that there was an issue during lunch, and she explains it. Hey. So Ascala explains to the table that there was an issue during lunch, right? And for some reason, Ashley feels the need for everybody to explain to her, tell me what happened. Tell me what I missed. Even though you already know, this is just you trying to set it up. So Wendy explains what her issue was with Giselle. It wasn't the fact that they called out the differences in her. Wendy says that her issue was when Giselle said, when I met you last year, you had substance. This Wendy, I don't know who you are. And honestly, if you simplify it down to that, Giselle made it seem as though Wendy had more worthiness last season, before the plastic surgery, before the horrible twerking, before the coochie cutting bodysuits. And now she's almost disappointed in her. And Wendy, you had a really good point, because what I felt like she was trying to do at that dinner table was embarrass you. I felt like she was trying to shame you. And if she was coming from a big sis type of place, like what her and Ashley tried to play it off to be, she would have put you off to the side, right? So Giselle, they argue back and forth. Giselle's talking about this isn't CNN, what's going on? Everybody's trying to play Wendy as though Wendy's doing the most. No, Wendy's meeting you where you are. You wanted to come to her. You wanted to test her, see how hot the water was. Now the water's scorching hot and y'all are like, oh, wait, why are you doing all this? I'm not understanding why. So anyway, Giselle ends up saying, my bad if I offended you. Wasn't a real apology. Any real apology will never come from my bad. She just wanted to shut that part up. Now, y'all, don't forget, I told y'all, if y'all go look at my other videos, I truly did feel like Wendy was doing the most. I feel like Wendy went to Housewives boot camp. She was showing ass. She got her plastic surgery. But I felt like it was only due to her being on her second season. The fact that Giselle and Ashley try to play it up against this rumor, to me, yeah, you should have got cussed out, okay? Because this episode, Giselle also let us know, you know, she doesn't think that it's impossible for you to be a scholar and be a bad bitch at the same time. Facts, okay? Like, yeah, sure. But last review, I told y'all, you have to think about what was Wendy's intent. What was Wendy's intent in even bringing up the rumor? Okay. If you wanted to truly find out what was going on with your friend in this plastic surgery, you could have brought it up to her on camera or off camera without framing it as though it has something to do with this rumor. Like, Giselle, I said it last video, I'm gonna say it again. Season 1, you had them heavy ass 5-pound bangs. Season 2, you came back a little bit different. Karen, horrible wigs early on. Season 6, she got a whole wig line. Everyone comes back a little bit different after the first season. So if y'all want to play games, I'm here for it. And apparently Wendy is here for it as well. While y'all are entering the video, I see we have 130 people on this live. Please like the video on your way in, okay? S Love says Wendy is Zen Win 1 minute and now she's Wendy the gangster. Nah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, okay? Now, Zen Win, that was a horrible branding tactic that Wendy was trying to do last season, or not last season, 2 episodes ago. Horrible branding. I felt like it was something that had to do with her candle line, and she wanted to come up with a cute name. The internet would go crazy, and everybody would want to buy a Zen Win candle. That's the way I felt like she was trying to do it, right? So forget all that. This was an authentic read, okay? So anyway, the girls are still at the table. They bicker back and forth. Nothing really too heavy, right? And that's when Giselle says, well, we found out you were crying. Like, if you don't care, if you want to do this, we found out you were, why were you crying? And Wendy ends up saying, well, that's because Karen poured into me. Karen poured into me, and it just meant so much to me. That scene made me think about, I was so lost without you. Real Housewives of Atlanta. It was really giving Portia and Nene in that scene. But I really do feel like Wendy appreciated Karen validating her. You are worthy. You are this. You don't have to look for validation from anyone else. Like, I think she really appreciated it in that moment because, unfortunately, Wendy did see Giselle as a mentor. I don't know why. I really don't know why. So Mia ends up saying, again, y'all, I told y'all I didn't really pay attention. I paid attention to every single time because I can't stand Mia. She's done for y'all. I thought that eventually I would end up liking her. I thought eventually Mia would draw her line in the sand. She would be more real, stick to one idea. But no, she's just flip-flopping like a fish out of water. That's what Mia's giving us. So anyway, Mia ends up saying to Wendy, well, I will say in Giselle's defense, coming from my background, when I see a woman who is, showing a lot of skin, I usually like to tap into that and figure out what's going on. Why, Mia? Why? So for some reason, Mia says someone who's showing a lot of skin is a red flag. And this is when I understood perfectly what Wendy said. Wendy said, well, coming from you, I think that commentary is rich because you were an entire stripper. I don't think that it takes a rocket scientist to figure out exactly what Wendy meant when she said that. I think, to simplify it, Wendy's saying, coming from a stripper, if you think that I was showing a lot of skin, then I might listen to what you're saying because I don't want to be on the same level of you at all, right? So then Mia was like, what do you mean? Like, you had a whole thong on, and Wendy says, well, the outfit was from Zara. And she says, well, Victoria's Secret sells outfits and you don't see us walking around on the bus. And Mia, you thought you had something. You wanted to step in for the defense of Giselle. And then Giselle turned around and said, but you were a stripper. So while you're chiming in, trying to get in where you fit in, Giselle doubles down and lets you know, like, but no, girl, you're not on my team because I'm still calling you a stripper. That's whenever Mia decides to let us know that she wasn't a stripper. She was an entertainer who worked at a 5-star restaurant where they sold lobster and steak. I didn't know they sold food. I think today was the first time that I found out that she was just a waitress. She went from a bartender to a stripper, ball gown wearer, to now a waitress. Girl, if y'all was making that much coin in a restaurant, somebody in the comments, drop down, let me know what restaurant is they hiring, okay? Are they hiring? Because I will easily wear a ball gown around a 5-star restaurant and give people lobster and steaks for a coin. I might open up me a couple franchises of the joint. Mia, share the wealth. See, Tracy, I know that a lot of strip clubs sell food. I actually do know that a lot of strip clubs have fire wings. At least the one down here I heard has some really good wings. But that's not a restaurant. When people go to the strip club, they have food on the side. Strippers are the entree, and then they have food on the side while the entertainers strip in front of them. So it's like, how many different ways are you going to flip it? Okay, how many ways are you going to flip it? And yes, where is this comment? Carrie says, Mia flopped this episode, but she gonna flip next episode. Week B comment, she ran and told the girls. Yes, y'all, the end of this episode, I literally was screaming of laughter because in the preview for next episode, Giselle said, who said that? And Mia says, you said that. Like, girl, you're doing a lot. And then Angel Darcy says, Nikki Starr has a video where a girl who worked at the same club as Mia talked about it. Yes, I actually watched Nikki Starr. I love Nikki Starr's reviews. I saw that video, but something just still does not ring very true at all. Something just don't make sense. I want to see for myself, where is this strip club? Are y'all wearing ball gowns? And y'all, anytime she says ball gowns, I'm thinking about the lingerie robes that are see-through that have the fur on the ends. Y'all tell me if that's what y'all are imagining or if y'all are imagining like Giovanni ball gowns. I'm imagining the robes that hit the floor and then you're naked underneath. That's what I think you're doing. So let's go ahead. Y'all, at the end of the conversation at lunch, Wendy pretty much deads the conversation by saying, if it means that my husband is happy for me, he knows how much I sacrificed for my family, then Eddie wins. Eddie wins at the end of the day. And, she starts crying. So that's the end of that conversation. Ashley and Giselle, after lunch, they immediately get together just for some chatter. They have only 30 minutes left until they go to the whiskey tasting, which the whiskey tasting comes to them. And Ashley basically says, I think we should keep talking to her about it. I think we're scratching the surface here. Ashley, you are literally coming to destroy and leave. You're not scratching any surface. You're going to get her to blow up on y'all's ass in my Candy voice, okay? So it was really funny. It was so annoying to me how y'all really tried to play like y'all were just so, unbeknownst as to why she was so upset. But let's go ahead and move on to the house, y'all. So now they're at the house. It is time for the whiskey tasting. And the guy who's hosting the event is a man named Rick. And it was so funny because the whole time all this argument was going on, I couldn't help but think what Rick was doing. I couldn't help but think what the people who worked for the whiskey company was looking like. They probably in the back cleaning up, hearing Wendy say, I'm putting your ass on notice. And they probably sitting there like, what? What's going on? Let's go ahead and leave before they break all our glasses, okay? So that part was really funny. Anyway, the whiskey tasting is there. And speaking of deflecting from things, speaking of something being not right within, you're at a tasting. Robin takes all 4 shots of whiskey, in addition to drinking the cocktail, in addition to having another drink while she got read by Wendy. So y'all pay attention. I don't think something's right within Robin for you to be, drinking the way that you were drinking. I was like, girl, what's going on? I think Ashley and Giselle, y'all, I'm really just exaggerating, okay? Because if I'm having a good time with my friends, I'm gonna take shots, okay? But if y'all wanna, share this same method of thinking across the board, I think that Giselle and Ashley should have spent their time wondering what was going on with their good friend Robin. And they should have done that in front of the group, not to the side like Giselle did, okay? So anyway, Ashley, she says she only has 30 minutes left, and Giselle is definitely watching that clock for her. Giselle's like, hey, girl, you only got 30 minutes left on this shift. You need to go talk to Wendy right now. So Ashley goes up to Wendy and she says, hey, can I talk to you on the side? So they end up having a conversation. Wendy is hesitant. Wendy says, oh, God. And Ashley says, well, no, I just want to talk to you on the side. So they go outside. Ashley immediately tells Wendy that Giselle informed her of the fabricated rumor. So that was Ashley's way of letting her know that immediately no one thought that the rumor was true. Okay, so Wendy is already annoyed. You can see it on her face. Ashley was trying to get her to take her guard down by basically saying, hey, we know it's not true, it's fabricated. And then Ashley goes on to say, well, we're thinking that maybe you're making all these changes because of the rumor. And that's when Wendy's like, okay, this shit is comical. Wendy says, I'm not going to entertain this conversation. I find it interesting that you wanted to use this opportunity to attack my marriage. I don't know if I would call it an attack on your marriage. I think that it was just them trying to get some shit started, okay? But then Wendy ends up saying that Giselle is actually the spawn of the devil. And that's when Ashley no longer wants to hear the conversation. And it also makes me wonder what conversations Wendy has had with Karen, because Karen is always making devil references when it comes to Giselle, right? So anyway, Wendy brings up a good point by saying that she's read so many things online about Michael, read so many things about Giselle and other people on the cast, but she has never brought it to them. So she says, if that's what we're doing, let's have at it. And when she said that, it was like, boom, game time. S Love says, Wendy took a jab at Giselle's kids, though. Two wrongs don't make a right. When did Wendy come for Giselle's children? I don't recall. Girl, I'm just hyped up. I'm not coming for you. I'm just hyped up. I don't recall because this episode was so clear. Okay. So Wendy walks back in the house and she basically just wants to address everyone. Robin's twerking, she got a little liquor in her system, trying to run away from her problems. And Wendy says, I want to have a conversation with y'all about the things that y'all have been reading in the blogs or what y'all have brought from the blogs. And Candace immediately says, who is y'all? And when Candace says that, I was like, yes, Candace, you are so smart. I am loving that Candace is separating herself from the bullshit. Candace is definitely operating as an individual this season and not really just, underneath somebody's wings, right? So anyway, they start having a discussion. And Wendy just says, okay, well, I don't know who it is. Skylar says it wasn't her. Candace says it wasn't her. Karen turns her head and says it wasn't Karen. So Wendy directs all of her words towards Giselle. And Giselle ends up saying, why are you looking at me? And whenever Giselle says that, Wendy says, it's because you're the one who came with it, basically. And she said, I'm putting your ass on notice. Hands just like this. I am putting your ass on notice. F the cameras. If you are coming for my husband, you are coming for me. She said, you are not about to play with my husband's name. And when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's getting real. The only thing that Robin and Giselle could do was look in confusion, as if they didn't know where this came from. And that's the other thing I want to talk to y'all about. Last episode, we saw Giselle and Robin upstairs talking. Giselle and Robin were upstairs having a conversation, and it appeared that the conversation was about Wendy and this rumor. Fast forward, Robin was on Twitter, and Robin ends up saying that production actually edited that voiceover over the clip. Robin is sticking by the fact that she didn't know anything about this rumor. So when Robin is downstairs in this scene that we see this episode, she says that she truly is in confusion, asking Wendy, well, what is the rumor? And yes, Danielle, I noticed that. I was looking at Karen's face the whole time. Karen was getting her entire life. I was Karen in that scene. But anyway, Robin is truly confused. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think that production actually edited the voiceover, making it seem like Giselle and Robin had a conversation about Wendy and this rumor? Or do y'all think that Robin is lying? Like, which way does it go? Production lying or Robin telling the truth? Comment below. So anyway, she's confused. Wendy says, I'm not going to bring it up because the messengers will tell you. I'm not even mad at her for that response, because if Giselle is talking about it, if Giselle pulled Ashley to the side, I feel like Giselle absolutely had a conversation with Robin about it, which is why I wouldn't repeat it. And I feel like what they have done in this situation is they've run into another Monique. They've run into somebody who won't play about their family, somebody who doesn't want to have discussions on camera. But you want to know what the difference is between, well, I'm not going to claim that just yet. I'm just going to have to wait and see. Because Wendy was getting on my nerves up until this episode. So I'm not going to claim that. Thank you, Shauna. I'm not claiming that. I'm going to wait, y'all. I ain't going to give Wendy too much credit. I'm just going to give her credit on this read, okay? So anyway, what Wendy ends up saying to Giselle is that she going to F around and get your ass whooped. And when she said that, I was like, get your ass whooped. Usually the girls read, but when they talk about whooping ass, y'all know the last time somebody was talking about drag me, get dragged. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kenya got dragged on the stage. Candace said drag me. She got dragged. So I was actually pretty nervous in this scene, but I loved every second of it. And then Robin starts arguing for no reason, trying to come for her friend. And that's whenever Wendy says, go eat a cracker. And Candace said, what about a cracker? That scene was hilarious to me, because I know that people are always like, especially when we be on Old Ladies First panel, Bondi always refers to Robin as a white lady. So whenever Wendy even mentioned cracker, go eat a cracker, I was like, no, she didn't. Candace was like, no, she didn't. And yeah, then she starts coming for Robin's relationship. She says, you don't even have a relationship. Robin's like, oh yeah, who cares? She starts mocking her. And that's how you know that what Wendy said held weight. Because neither Giselle or Robin could even respond with anything worthwhile. All they could do was act confused. All they could do was talk to the other one and say, yeah, what's going on now? I don't know. What's going on now? Yeah, just act like you don't hear what's going on, because she is lighting your ass up right now, right? So one of the things that Wendy ends up saying, this is when she took it to the next level. Wendy ends up saying in front of all the ladies, Giselle doesn't understand parameters because she doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have a relationship that holds water. And when she said that, I said, okay, P says Wendy is verbally threatening folks, but criticize Monique for the same thing. I recognize that. But you want to know what? I don't care. My issue with Monique last season was that Monique had genuine beef with Giselle for starting a rumor, but then you put your hands on the person who you thought was your friend when you really should have been saving all that energy for Giselle instead of playing a game. Wendy saw her target. Wendy came for her target. She didn't talk in circles. She didn't sugarcoat it. She came for Giselle. And for that reason, I don't care. Wendy was sounding like she was about that life. I don't care as long as you kept it real, right? So, yeah. Anyways, whenever she said that Giselle didn't understand parameters, y'all, I was shook. Because it's so simple. Everybody knows this, but I feel like nobody's really said it out loud to Giselle. So in Wendy's confessional, she ends up saying that Giselle, misery loves company. That's the reason why you are trying to probe. That's the reason why you're trying to figure out what's going on in everyone's life. Giselle doesn't have a man. She doesn't. Whereas a lot of these women have someone else to film with. They have other storylines going on, right? Giselle doesn't at all. Giselle has to figure out, let me see what's going on with my coworkers. Reason being, is because I don't have anything else going on at all. Then Wendy comes back after putting on her lip liner. She had to go take a water break. She comes back and she says, in the most calm tone too. I mean, really, y'all? She doesn't understand. Why would you be with someone for all these years who cheated and laid with everyone all over Baltimore? You must have really low self-esteem. Y'all, I don't understand why I'm so gassed off this, why I'm so hyped. A lot of y'all are about to be annoyed, but I don't care because I got my entire life to this episode. And this is what somebody should have been said to Giselle. So she says, you have low self-esteem. Something's going on there. Why would you be with a man who did you like that? And then you think that he's good enough to bring around your daughters? You guys. You guys. Where was the lie? Where was the lie? And I know some people are going to be like, what do you mean bring around your daughters? Those are his daughters too. But just the simple fact that this man did you this way, and then you present him to your daughters, claiming him as your man, and your daughters don't even want to entertain it. And a lot of people also are going to say, well, she shouldn't have talked about the daughters. But y'all, I don't think she did anything. I don't think she crossed limits in terms of talking about kids. Everything that she said had everything to do with Giselle and the decisions that Giselle made. I don't think she called Giselle a bad mom. I don't think she said anything about Giselle's kids. I think she said, Giselle, you have low self-esteem to be with a man like that. So let's talk about that. And that's all it was. So as soon as she said that, Ashley, okay, I'm going to go. I'll see y'all. She walked out that living room with that bag like this. Y'all, Ashley was trying to walk out of that living room dodging a bullet. Because the way she walked out, you could tell she was like, oh shit, I'm next. Oh shit, I'm next. I gotta go home. Okay. And y'all, if y'all are enjoying this conversation, enjoying this review, because y'all know I'm your friend in your head. Okay. Like and subscribe, share the video. We're not done. Okay. But yeah, so Ashley says, I'll see y'all. Yes, she basically ran. The other thing I wanted to say was, you hear Wendy in the background saying, oh, you thought you came with the ammunition? I got a motherfucking bazooka, bitch. When she said that, I was like, Wendy, how much did you pay for this Housewives boot camp exactly? Okay, because all before long, I thought you were going to like an ICDC type of Housewives boot camp, but you definitely looking like you're going to a prestigious boot camp because this read was just everything, and it was because it was an authentic read. That's why. So Ashley runs off to the kitchen, I guess, to grab her milk, right? And Candace walks after her. And did anybody peep that Candace had a folded tissue? I was like, Candace, what are you crying for? Was she crying or what? Candace says to Ashley, why would you come here with that? And Ashley says, well, you did this to me or something in the past. And Candace says, well, I've never been the one to start it. And Ashley's like, well, you're the one who fuels it. You're the one who does this. Candace looks like she's crying. I was confused as to why she's crying. Ashley was just trying to get out of that house unscathed. She did not want to be touched. And Candace says, get your milk and get the F out of here. And I was like, y'all, all the girls was on one. So they better be glad that Karen did not drink that brown the way that she usually be drinking the brown, because the house would have been in flames. Okay. That's one thing that you probably don't want the girls to have, which was brown liquor, because they were doing too much. I saw the napkin and I was like, what's going on? Why is Candace crying? Is it something that y'all left out? Is it something that y'all don't want us to see? So I guess next episode we're going to see. And then y'all want to know the kicker? The kicker is Rick never left. Rick is the dude who was hosting the whiskey tasting. This whole time, I thought that Rick had already left, but no, Rick was there to witness all of that. Rick walks back in the room and he says to everyone, all right, well, you have a good night. And I was like, damn. That was funny. Imagine Rick and the people working for his company just packing up, listening to the read, like, oh shit, she reading her down to the ground. I know they was ready to leave, right? Now, this is the last part where I was like, damn, Wendy, you were doing so good. You should have stopped. She should have stopped when she said, everybody wants Eddie because my husband looks like Idris Elba. I mean, Eddie look good, but Eddie don't look like Idris Elba. What you talking about? Girl, you should have stopped while you were ahead. It should have ended right there. And then she also says, who you said you would F up and down. And then they play the clip. And when they play the clip, I was expecting to hear Giselle say that she would F Eddie. But no, she says that she would F Idris Elba. And I was like, Eddie's a handsome man. I mean, and if you think he looks like Idris Elba, that's all that matters in your eyes. But you shouldn't have said that out loud, okay? When I close my eyes and I tilt my head to the side, I think my fiance looks like Usher. But I ain't never going to bring that up in an argument to nobody and try to read somebody. Girl. Boom. Y'all, this episode was everything. I can't. Y'all be sure to like the video. Let me see what I'm missing in the comments. I know it was a question from Ramel earlier. Ramel wanted to know, who do we find more annoying? He wanted to know if we found LaToya from Real Housewives of Atlanta more annoying, or if we found Mia more annoying. And honestly, that's a hard question for me to answer. Honestly, I would have to say the more annoying one of the two is Mia. And maybe that's just because I haven't seen LaToya in a long time, or else my answer would change, because LaToya would have to be LaToya would have to be one of the most annoying housewives, in my opinion. I had never seen anyone who I was less annoyed by until I seen LaToya. But then I saw Mia, and I was like, girl, I couldn't get with Mia. So in this moment, I would have to say Mia. What are y'all saying? I'm seeing LaToya. I see one Mia. LaToya is more annoying for me. Goodness, Toya. I feel like it's 50-50. It's definitely 50-50 for a lot of y'all. LaToya at least gave dramatics. I guess. Mia, she chirps in and adds nothing to what's happening. That is true. But yeah, it is 7:35. I forgot about that. Nana's asking me, will I be watching Kai's interview? I definitely will. So y'all, I made a video yesterday, and yesterday was Sunday. So Sundays, y'all, on my channel, I like to do brunch at Necey's, where I review Love and Marriage Huntsville, as well as review Put a Ring on It, and we go back to back for my lives. And we like to drink a little mimosa, and we clink, and we talk about the episodes. So yesterday, I told y'all that I would have my review up for Sweet Life. I still got 2 more episodes to watch. What I think I'm going to do is just post a review for episodes 1 through 3. And, tomorrow, Tuesday, I really don't watch shows on Tuesday. I think that I can have that review up for y'all tomorrow. So tomorrow, I would love if y'all would stop back by my channel and we can talk about Sweet Life. But yeah, what's up, Josiah? But yeah, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, y'all. I think that's it for Real Housewives of Potomac. If anything happens like this again, and y'all don't hit my line on Instagram, on Twitter, if y'all don't find me somewhere and y'all don't tell me that the episode was this lit, I'm done with y'all. I'm so done with y'all. I'm mad because if I knew the episode was this good, I would have hopped on last night, or I would have hopped on at lunchtime to talk to y'all about Real Housewives of Potomac, because it was hilarious. Okay. But yeah, I like Sweet Life. It reminds me of Baldwin Hills. Okay. And I'm responding to the comments from Meg. Y'all go ahead and watch Sweet Life. But yeah, like I said, on the way to 10K, like, comment, subscribe. I will see y'all in the next video. I hope y'all have an amazing night. Bye.